if you follow me on any other social media, you'll know that on my Instagram, I talk about makeup. On my TikTok, I do food content. And on my YouTube, I do everything else. So I want to talk about my junk journaling journey. I started this last year. I jumped on the junk journal trend. I used to scrapbook as a child. I wish that I had. I know I still have it at my mom's house. We went through it recently. But I feel like junk journaling is just scrapbooking but for adults. So I wanted to get into some of my favorite pages from last year and just reflect on the junk journaling journey and show you my new one. I get my diaries from papier just because I love the patterns, and they are customizable. Like this one I've got LR, I can write on it, but it wasn't necessarily super important to me. But I liked that they had like a little bit of a gap. Obviously you can see that things got a little bit out of control. One of the things that I did learn was that as much as I love to put like spreads across a whole page, it just wasn't really realistic. So this year I got a journal with a spiral base. It has been a little bit annoying that I can't just like do a whole spread on 2 pages, but it just got really difficult, as you can see towards the end here, to have everything like laid out flat. I know there are tricks like sticking and gluing pages together so that it spreads it out more. I did do that, but I think still I'm excited to transition from this kind of binding to a spiral notebook in 2026. I feel like last year's junk journal, this one was like more of like a learning journey. I think next year I want to be a little bit more intentional with my spreads. I kind of just like was finding my groove with my junk journal last year, and things are a little bit chaotic at times, but I still had fun. So I might change the camera setup and we'll do a little tour of my junk journal from last year. So this was last year's junk journal of choice. I'll put the name on the screen of like what the style was, or I'll just link it somewhere. This is my first page here, my little intro page. It's not my favorite, but it's okay. We live and we learn. Had my little 2025 highlights. I'm just gonna like flick through the pages, and any ones that I love and I'm really proud of, we'll talk about it. So I have here another media wrap up of the year previous, some films and shows. This was like my little goals page, my 2025 goals. Let me go through them and I'll tell you if I actually achieved them. Fill up emergency fund, didn't really do that. See a pain specialist, I did do that. More movement, lose weight, kind of did that. Start junk journal, achieved. Prioritize date night, didn't really do that. Fright night in October, we didn't do that because my friends got married. Go movies minimum 20 times, that didn't happen. We probably went like, we definitely did not go as much as we usually do. Thailand trip we did, Mount Gambier trip we did, and plans to go overseas in 2026. We are doing that, so that's exciting. I felt like I wanted to have everything in one junk journal. I had aspirations before I started this scrapbook that I wanted to do like a book journal, but I was like, why not just do it all in one? So these were the first 2 books that I read in the year. As you can see, like I feel like I started off very maximalist. Like there was a lot going on, and that's why I'm excited for the next junk journal to just keep things a little bit more chill. This was my January highlights. I kind of did like a lifestyle highlight and then like things that I ate, or like just little bits of food that I was obsessed with a month. I feel like I'm gonna stop doing the food ones in 2026. I'll keep like I love food. I do have food obsessions and snack obsessions, so I'll keep implementing them into my journal somehow, but I won't be doing like 2 separate pages. This was my January eats as well. This was my little mood board spread for the year for 2025. Read my first Sally Rooney. I liked this spread a lot. I think this is where I was like trying to simplify it a little bit, and it actually worked out really well. I would like to have this in my new junk journal as well. I need to write that down actually, that I want to make a DNF page. My February spread, my partner got me a little boo for Valentine's Day, so that was really fun to have that one there too. My February eats, lots of Guzman. This page didn't really go to plan. I didn't end up using it that much. I just forgot I had this page. I love the idea of it, but I just forgot to put my fruit stickers on it. One thing I do like about the journals that aren't a spiral is that they have these little ribbons, but I'm sure I can find a ribbon and maybe tie it onto the spiral up notebook so that I can have that next year. Books. So a little bit of a favorite spread. I kind of do my favorites quarterly. Well, I was doing my favorites quarterly on my Instagram, but now I do them monthly. But I still really like this page a lot. My partner was quite obsessed with Bath and Body Works hand washes last year, and she said you should just keep them all so that we have an array of all the different ones we used. So I did. March we got our new cat, little Jinky baby. And I also had like my first like proper collaboration on Instagram, and I got one of the Round Lab toners. Oh, Red Harry Potter. I had a lot of fun with these spreads, the Harry Potter spreads. This was our trip to Thailand. We did like a little cooking class. I'm so glad I remembered to keep the little sheet because you got to select like what you wanted to do. And we were there for Songkran. It was so fun. This one is probably my least favorite page ever, but it's because it was my least favorite book and I just like, I did not want to do a spread for it. So I just... Little May highlights. I watched a lot of movies that I really wanted to see. Didn't eat much other than caramel slices in May, apparently. Oh, this is one of my book club spreads. I started a book club, a non-fiction book club with my friends. And I just wanted to like be able to dump about them. Oh, this is probably my favorite Harry Potter spread that I did for the Order of the Phoenix. And I've got the little... Oh, it's just my favorite. Oh, this is my second quarter favorites, but things started to get a little crazy. I definitely couldn't do, because it was getting so thick, I couldn't do like across the pages spreads anymore. That's when I realized. This is one of my favorite pages too. This is meant to be like all June, but this was like my June highlights. This background here is a bag from Specsavers. This was all like from a little lip tint kit. Love it. This one I was really excited to start because there was a trend on TikTok. I think someone was like doing like a scrap a day, and I liked that idea, but I didn't like have a scrap for every day. So if I just had leftover bits and pieces that I didn't get to use, like for example, I think we went to Hijinks Hotel in Jan, but I just didn't have room for it on my paper, on my spread, I just like cut them up and put them here. So it was actually really good. I might implement this in my new one just so I can use up the bits of scrap paper that I needed to use. Like this is from a Mecca order. This was from a bag from the chemist. My new lip tint. A little piece from my like Polaroid thing. I got an eyeshadow. This was from like a little thank you chocolate gift that I got. Some PR package situations and a little Christmas card. This was our trip to Mount Gambier. Oh, there were so many good little brochures and things around in Mount Gambier. This is our second book club. Stephanie picked the book. This is a little mid-year media wrap-up of some things that we watched. We watched Willias. So good. Oh, and I forgot we watched The Four Seasons. That was really good as well. My favorite podcast at the time. A little music wrap-up. My 5-star books of the year so far. July. I was obsessed with these in July. From Aldi. Choc fudge muffin bars. love. More Harry Potter spreads. Oh, that's the last one. The Deathly Hallows. Rip Dumbio. This is where I started getting over the food spreads, I think, in August. So that one got 1 page. Little August wrap up. This was a really good book, so I got 2 pages of a spread. It was when things started to get a little crazy, but also so did life. These were my friend's hens. I started doing the little like Spotify like codes, which is fun because like that night we like stayed in the mountains and like it was giving like a witchy vibe. We were dancing to Fleetwood Mac, so I put a little Fleetwood Mac song on there. This was my best friend. Hers was a little bit more like we went to a drag brunch, so we had some bevs. This is girls just want to have fun. I needed to do that more, I think, in 2026. This was September. We had a little trip to Sydney. I got a Maybelline PR package, which was pretty huge. Oh, and this was a piece of paper that I got from the reading at the hens that we went to. She was a really good tarot reader. It says, "You are today where your thoughts have brought you. You will be tomorrow where your thoughts take you. Escape from the cage you've built around yourself." I said, true facts, queen. September eats. Another book club spread. Oh, this is the first wedding spread. I love it. This was our friends Jimmy and Stephanie. They had so many cute little bits and bobs. Like out of all the weddings I went to, their wedding had the most trinkets. Like this was a little sticker from a jelly bean jar. This was on the letter that like the invitation to the wedding. This was their invitation. There was so many cute bits. I can't remember where this was from, but I got it from like the table at like I think the tablescape at the wedding. Beautiful. They really outdid themselves, and I got a lot of knickknacks for my spread. This was my birthday spread. I wrote a little letter to myself here. We went to the Harry Potter exhibition. I got an eye cream because I was getting old, and I also went to my own farm. My family got me a brunetti cake. It was really cute. And my work got me an Endota voucher. Some more books. I really like these 2 spreads. I feel like they completely different vibes for the book, but I feel like they tied well together on the same spread. This was my little October month. I got a card from the Harry Potter Expo. And yeah, it was cute. Alright, this is where it really gets hard to show. This was my October eats, so I really didn't care about that at this point. This was my other best friend's wedding. We got the little table cards here. My friend got me a little postcard from the shop, cutlery from the flight. It was beautiful. This was from their engagement. They did like a destination wedding, and then this is the engagement. There's they did like a little crossword at their engagement and some things. This was a drawing of me naked because I was hating my body and I wanted to sketch myself. And then I just covered it with stickers because it was a bit inappropriate. Red Heated Rivalry. Our little Christmas spread. Our last book club of the year. And then Aria was picking the next one. And I just finished off my junk journal with like my goals for the next year. I wasn't sure if I should do it in this one or the next one. But I thought it would be a nice way to close off the junk journal. And that's all. I didn't have many pages left. I was actually quite successful. I could have like stuck all of these together and called it a day. But that was my first junk journal. And before we are done here, this is this year's. I am very excited because I feel like I'm being a little bit more intentional with my pages. I'm kind of toning it down a little bit. Thought I would just give you a quick little intro to the 2026 one. This is my cover page. This little quote came on the papier notebook that I ordered. Oh, the inside of this. I just love this patchwork. So cute. It says, where plans become podcasts, where doodles become designs, and where lists become lunches. Cute. Lots of like beginning of the year things are happening in here. So I had my 2026 mood board spread. Had a little bit of like a media wrap up, which I like to do in the beginning of everything. Some of my achievements from 2025. Oh, this page I'm really excited about. I saw this on TikTok. Someone did like their lip combo of every month. I've already done January's. It's the Rimmel Mellow Mocha lip gloss. I just got a little piece of baking paper to go in there so it doesn't transfer onto the next page. I'm keen to keep this up for another year. Hopefully many, many years to come. If you have any spread inspiration that you want to tell me, just let me know. Or if you want to know what I use, I pretty much like buy everything. I'm not quite savvy with like the other parts. Like obviously I keep my scraps for the junk journal, but I get my stickers, my pens, my backgrounds all from like Kmart, Spotlight, Officeworks. I usually save like tissue paper from like packages and things, but I'm not the most like savvy person. I wish that in 2026, this year, I would probably enjoy thrifting like books a bit more, like using some books and stuff, but I do have a Valentine's Day event coming up where we're going to do scrapbooking, so I bought a lot of magazines. Didn't buy them secondhand, I just bought them from the supermarket, so I don't think I'll need to do much shopping around. I can just use a lot of like letters, words, phrases from all of those magazines. But thanks for watching if you care. If you watched to the end, thank you. Goodbye.